Good morning. Nice walk as daily walk. So we're just going for, well, I said 1 hour, but it's looking like it's going to be about 1 hour 20. Always happens when I go out for a walk. I find that's the best thing to do is you go, you can't really be bothered today, or not going to go that far, or whatever. But once you get going, you just, you can just add the distance in. So I always say, look, let's start off short, do 1 hour, and then anything on top of that then is a plus then, because I start going, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I'm enjoying this walk, getting into the swing of things. Like I said, start this program, but I wasn't that motivated. I wasn't like as hungry as I was before. But you know what? 2 weeks in now, and I'm more motivated than ever. More motivated than I was at the start of the program or midway through. So it's always I knew that was going to happen. That's always the way it is. It's the start of the program's always, there's a difficult bit. After about 7 days, you're not seeing results. You're bored, you're tired, sore, aching, whatever. Then you start making excuses. Your mind starts taking over, making excuses up. So, yeah, not the day though. 2 weeks in, you start getting into the swing of things. It takes about 2 weeks to develop a good habit. That's what it's all about. It's about not just having the motivation, but it's the dedication and commitment and the consistency and the habit forming is what makes this all work. Okay, so leg day yesterday, not too sore. Woke up in the middle of the night, didn't get a great sleep, but legs were feeling sore in the night, but not feeling too bad this morning. The walk's gonna do them good. And then got the workout for the day is gonna be shoulders and arms. So pushing overhead presses. Some direct work for the delts, and then bicep, tricep exercises. So it was a nice easy one this evening, nice quick one. Get that done and dusted in no time at all. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my walk now. Had a great big breakfast this morning, usual 5 eggs, 2 slices of wholemeal bread, and a little bit of peanut butter, cup of coffee with collagen protein in the coffee. And then I didn't have my apple this morning, I forgot that. So I'll have that when I get back. Maybe with some orange juice as well. Catch up with you guys in a bit. There it is, the mysterious apple that I always say I'm going to eat, so I always say I'm eating, but I've never actually shown you eating it, so just to prove I do eat it. A delicious Satsuma protein shake with whole milk and some big, fat, juicy strawberries. This is a highlight of my day. Okay, enough of the fun stuff now. I gotta go do some work. I gotta pay the bills. I'll see you guys in a bit. Lunchtime, and we've got, you guessed it, we got pasta with some sardines. A couple of little bit of veg in there somewhere as well. Next meal we got, it is tuna with some pasta for the carbs, and then we got some tomatoes and things like that in there as well. We're on shoulders today, and starting off overhead press, bit of a warm up to begin with, light weights, easy reps. Yeah. With shoulders then, I like to do sets of 10 repetitions. Don't like to go much heavier than that. Generally tends to be the range I stick to. I like that, 10 reps is good. Now, what I'm going to be doing as well is I like to have about 2 minutes rest in between sets. Ideally, for rest time for muscle building, bodybuilding type training, the type of rest you want to get is 2 or 3 times more than your actual work sets. So say if your work set should last around 45 seconds-ish, then your rest period should be around 90 seconds or so, maybe a little bit longer. 90 seconds to 2 minutes should be ideal for that. I just count working sets. So if I say I'm doing 3 sets, they are 3 working sets. Now, I will do several sets to get to that point. Depends how I feel and depends also how far into the workout I am. Usually my first exercise will be a compound exercise. Often I find I need to do sometimes 2 minimum, 3, 4 or even 5 warm-up sets to build up to it. I won't go into my working set until I feel the joints are ready to do it. So I will do a warm-up segment of the workout, and then for each exercise I'll do a warm-up set as well, where I gradually build it. So you start off with lightweight, and then you gradually increase the weight. You're not going to fail, you're not going to burn out, which is nice and controlled, just to get the joints nice and ready to do that movement, warm the muscles up through that particular movement. The next exercise then, whatever that is of the workout, I will perform warm-up sets as well to get to the working sets. Now, usually once I've done the first exercise, I won't need to do so many warm-up sets to get to the actual working sets of the second exercise. I find with isolation exercises as well, I don't necessarily need to do so many warm-up sets, but with big combat exercises, particularly squats, deadlift, bench presses, overhead presses not so much. I do find I have to do a lot of warm-up sets to get to it, and particularly I find the more, I used to have to do so many, but now I feel I know my body better when I'm getting older, or if my joints just need it a little bit more now, because the amount of years I've been training. A good warm-up exercise I like to do for shoulders, for doing overhead presses, is resistance band overhead press. And the way I do that is I'll attach resistance band, loop it around an object, around about chest height or so. Doesn't have to be exact. And then pull it back so you've got a little bit of tension. And then all we're doing is pressing overhead in a nice controlled manner. So this actually helps warm up the trapezius as well as the pressing movement. I find it quite useful. So a few reps of those prior to the working sets are ideal. Side lateral raises now into this one. The way I like to do these ones is very lightweight, and I'll lean forward slightly, put it at the hip, and then I'll control the weight up. Slowly down. So this next exercise is Superset, Dumbbell Shrugs, supersetted with Scapula pull up. So the aim is 8 to 15 repetitions of each exercise. First arm exercise I'm going to be doing is going to be hammer curl. Now, there's a few warm-up sets, lightweight, and then I'm going to look to do a eccentric hammer curl, so it's a cheek curl. So I'm going to swing the weight up Maintaining proper form, using the hips to kind of pop the weight up and use a bit of momentum to swing the weight. Everything's going to be tight and engaged, so I'm not going to let the weight pull me at any point. Then I'm just going to try and slowly resist gravity, let the weight control down. Now ideally I would do this as a superset with a tricep exercise. It's a lack of space and moving the camera around. I'm just going to do this set and then move on to the next one. Four sets of the behind the neck tricep extension. Previous sessions I've only done 3, so I've added an extra bit of volume. I've kept the weight the same, but I've added that extra bit of volume to the actual exercise. In between that I was doing very light hammer curls, very lightweight, 10 kilos, just nice and controlled, just to kind of keep the pump on in the muscle. I'm going to move on to another bicep exercise now, which is a new one actually. It's just something that I've kind of implemented with this bit of kit. I've done similar ones on cable crossover machines in gyms and stuff like that, but being able to put something together with this one. So one arm isolation pull is a bit like a preacher curl or a concentration curl, quite similar to a machine. So I put my arm underneath and I'm going to pull the weight towards me like that, so it's got constant tension on the bicep. After training is a really good method to increase the iso tension on the muscles. So once you finish a set and you're pumped, you can do a few kind of just holds, be tense as hard as you can. Shake out. Hold for about 15 seconds, give it a little shake. So you do it like sets, as if you're doing a workout. We're going to go again. enjoyed that workout, went on a little bit longer than I actually planned. The workout's getting longer because I'm adding more and more sets to it. So I'm doing nearly 4 hours training at the moment if I include the walking in the morning. Workouts are now hour and a half long, which is why I say it's not really sustainable to keep doing it. So it is a blast, like I say, 30 plus days or so, and then I'll just look to try and do some kind of maintenance. That's generally how I tend to roll, because work and things and family, and you've got other things in my life I've got to get on with. So, but I mean, today's been great actually, because it's been the first time I've really kind of feel, I've got a bit of a pump on. I feel a bit more cut. I mean, I've still got this flab here I want to get rid of. It's more on the side than the back, that's where I tend to get it. And when I'm walking, I'm literally holding on to it. I'm like, right, I've got to get rid of that. So I'm feeling that bit of flab, I'm cutting it, holding on to it. And so it's, looking back at all the videos, I'm like, okay, it's actually see things starting to disappear. I feel tighter. I feel like there's more kind of definition now, more separation, which is good. And I imagine I haven't weighed myself yet. Test is in 3 days' time. I'm going to do another test. So I don't know what I'm looking in terms of weight. I imagine I'm weighing less now, because what's happening is the body fat disappears, and it creates a bit of an optical illusion. So you lose weight, you actually look a bit more kind of bigger almost, because your muscles are defined more. So the idea is as well, you can create a thinner waist. So I'm trying to cut that in a bit, bring the waist in, so it makes the upper body then look a little bit larger. I might have to start practicing some vacuums as well. It's not really something I've done before, but I read about it in Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, which is a good book. So I will have to read up on that, find out the best way to do it. I have practiced it. I've never felt the need to practice it. I've done it kind of unintentionally in the past, but I've never actually practiced it for sets or reps. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. But I'm definitely feeling better, feeling 100% stronger, feeling good pump. I'm enjoying these workouts again. The first few workouts, I didn't really feel a pump at all. I didn't really feel like much was going on, because I got used to the circuit training methods and the other types of things I was doing. So now I'm in the swing of things now. I'm feeling good and I'm enjoying it, and I am enjoying it again. Pot of cottage cheese next. Okay, proper evening meal now, full evening meal. So we got it all there. We got pasta, minced beef, tomatoes, red peppers, lettuce, beetroots, and I believe that is it. Time for me to hit the sack now. So I want to say, guys, thank you so much for watching. Good night, see you tomorrow.